Hello and welcome back to Ganesh Institute. So in this video we are taking up a historical story from flamingo which is indigo. You know indigo is a commercial crop but it is very dangerous for the field, and what used to happen at Britishers time we need to check. So let's talk about this thing in brief. So firstly the key points. This lesson is all about how Gandhiji fought against the injustice that was inflicted on the poor peasants by the British landlord. So, this chapter is talking about the relationship between peasants and landlord during British time. Okay, and that too in Champaran, Bihar. Okay, so the writer informs us about his first meeting with Gandhiji in 1942 at his ashram in Sebagram in Madhya Pradesh in central India. In this meeting, Gandhiji informed Louis Fisher, he was the representative of British part. So Gandhiji informed Louis Fisher that Champaran episode was a turning point in his life. So there may be question asked why it is so. Because what he did was to declare that the British could not order him. This is the message. See, so British could not order him about in his own country. He did not obey the British authorities. What they told him, he did just opposite of it. And British authorities ordered him to leave Champaran. He did not do it. So, in this way, the first trumpet for civil disobedience was trumped in the first time in modern India. Okay, so how it was happening, let's talk about it. How Britishers were negotiated for the first time, were brought to the negotiation table for the first time. So, Gandhiji, this story was started like Gandhiji had gone to the annual convention of the Indian National Congress Party in Lucknow, December 1960. Okay, 1916. Overall, there were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. Among them, there was a peasant from Champaran, a farmer from Champaran, whose name was Rajkumar Shukla. Now, Champaran is situated in the foot of Himalayas, just to make sure you know the geographical area, near the kingdom of Nepal, and he met Gandhi there. He had come there to explain, to complain about injustice of the landlord system in Bihar. Okay, the landlord system in Bihar. He wanted Gandhiji to come to his Champaran district to see what is happening. And he was so determined that Rajkumar Shukla was also kind of resolute that if he has taken up something, he will do it definitely. Okay, so Gandhiji asked him, okay, then let's meet in Calcutta. And he gave him the appointed date and spot. From Calcutta, they went to Patna by train. And then again, Gandhiji realized something. So, from Calcutta to Patna, still Champaran is not there. So, they stayed in the house of a lawyer, and this lawyer's name was Rajendra Prasad. So, what Gandhiji saw there, that Rajendra Prasad's servants thought that Shukla and Gandhiji were peasants, farmers, and because Gandhiji was always dressed in a simple dhoti like poor people of India, so they discriminated him. They did not allow Gandhiji to draw water from the well. Why? Because they thought that if drops would come out from his bucket, then whole well would be polluted. So this was the sort of discrimination he faced there. And they were not sure. However, those servants were not sure whether Gandhiji was an untouchable or not. So see what would be the condition of untouchables at that time. So to obtain more information, Gandhiji went to Muzaffarpur. Are you seeing Gandhiji's style of solving any problem? He's just observing things. Now this Muzaffarpur was on the way to Champaran, and most of the land which was fit for plowing there, and it was divided into many parts, into large estates by Englishmen, and everything was owned by Englishmen, but there the workers were Indian tenants. And the chief commercial crop was indigo at that time. Okay, as chapter suggests. So, what used to happen in that landlord system? That landlord, who were Britishers, compelled all the tenants who were Indians to plant 15% of their holding with indigo and surrender the entire indigo harvest as rent. So, how um, pathetic it was that they are taking the risk of planting indigo there, which is a very dangerous crop because it make the soil infertile, and still they are asking that just keep 15% with them and rest of all give landlord back as a rent. Okay, this was the condition. So this was done as a long term contract, and at that time landlord learned this, that Germany had already started developing synthetic indigo, because Germany didn't want that their land would become barren. So they started doing it in the synthetic version. But Britishers, they did not see any harm because India was not their own country. So they started sharecropping, and this was quite troublesome for all the peasants because some of them, due to pressure, signed it willingly, and those who resisted to sign this contract of 15%, they were engaged with lawyers. And again, this is just an expenditure, right? So it was all observed. And before fighting against injustice to sharecroppers, Gandhiji began by trying to get the facts, that what is there, the percentage, everything was observed. Because obviously he was a lawyer indeed, a barrister. So first he visited the secretary of British Landlord Association. Okay, he visited there, and the secretary told him that they could give no information to an outsider. According to them, Gandhiji was an outsider. So Gandhiji said, no, he was not an outsider. Gandhiji called on the British official commissioner of Tirhut division. Then from secretary he went to the Tirhut division commissioner. Then the commissioner advised him that, see, don't intervene in this topic and leave Tirhut. But Gandhiji was just trying to disobey what Britishers said. So instead of leaving, he proceeded to from Tirhut to Motihari. This was the capital of Champaran. So several lawyers and large people followed Gandhiji because ultimately Gandhiji was not doing it for himself. They were supporting those people. So when Gandhiji did not follow Britishers' order to leave Tirhut, police served Gandhiji with an official notice that you have to quit the Champaran immediately. But Gandhiji signed that receipt of notice and wrote on it that, see, I'm here only and would disobey the order. So when this receipt was noticed, consequently Gandhiji received a summon to appear in the court next day. And when next day he appeared, thousands of people gathered around the courthouse. Okay. Because if Gandhiji could do things for people, then people had also the responsibility to serve Gandhiji, right? So Gandhiji served the people, and then thousand peoples gathered there. There's a So in the homework part, as I always say, you need to read the lesson, you have to do the textual questions, you have to solve the previous year questions, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Do comment below how do you find this story. Thanks for watching this video. Take care of yourself. Till my next video. Bye bye.